Good evening. I don't know what time you're watching this. This could be good morning. This could be good afternoon. This could be, but any time of the day you're watching this. This is Ulinda Hoji. I'm a master guide. It's easier for me to say the West Rand. I don't know, it still resonates, but I'm from Greater Soweto. This is the former West Rand. I'm making this video in celebrating the 100 years of Masterguides. Now literally when you count the 100 years of Masterguides, somewhere in the 100 years Namnyavel. So I think it's appropriate to make a video in celebration. You know, it might not mean much to everyone, but it's something. I achieved it, I did it, and many other people did. This video is not that much about me. I want to acknowledge two special persons that I think would have played a valuable role in me attaining my master guide. This is Umam Spongile, the former master guide coordinator of the Western District. Allow me to say that. And her mother, Umam Kosi. I think Umam Kosi loved me so much. I remember saying to her, after losing my grandmother, and Salakoko selling her, we'd find out a year or so later she would pass away too. I'd actually literally never have a master guide without these two individuals. So in the 100 years, when I count them, I made the 100. When you count 100 years of master guide and you have a master guide, literally you've made the 100. There's not 100 master guides, there's been 100 years of master guides. And in anyone with a master guide, in the 100 years somehow has contributed. But my contribution in the 100 years would not ever, probably never be even possible, never probably even existed without Mam Kosi and her daughter, Mam Spongile. So this is an appreciation. I know they might only hear this in heaven, but for me it's important to illustrate how our existence is not isolated. We are because somebody took an effort on us, somebody took a chance. You should have seen me do my master guide with them, me visiting the house, me being pushed. I literally felt like Mom Spongile, dude, she would push you, if that's one way to put it. So I make this point in saying our existence is not isolated. We are because somebody took a chance on us. So this for me is Kosi sisters. Can I say that? Mam Kosi. No, so I'm gonna read a verse, one of my favorite parts of scripture, Hebrews 11. I'm gonna start at 32. Putting up in it like a small devotion. So the writer, I'm reading from the contemporary English version of the Bible. Now the writer puts it, what else can I say? There isn't enough time to tell about Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, David, Samuel, and the prophets. Their faith helped them conquer kingdoms, and because they did right, God made a promise to them. They closed the jaws of lions and put out raging fires and escaped from the swords of their enemies. Although they were weak, they were given the strength and power to chase foreign armies away. Some women received their loved ones back from death. Many of those people were tortured, but they refused to be released. They were sure they would get a better reward when the dead are raised to life. Others were made fun of and beaten with whips, and some were chained in jail. Still others were stoned to death, or swayed into, or killed with swords. Some had nothing but sheep skins or goat skins to wear. They were poor, mistreated, and tortured. The world did not deserve these people who had to wander in deserts and mountains and had to live in caves and in holes in the ground. All of them pleased God because of their faith, but still they died without being given what had been promised. This was because God had something better in store for us, and he did not want them to reach the goal of their faith without us. Really, when I read the scripture, the context is to say Hebrews chapter 11 of the Bible has the most extraordinary, amazing people you can ever meet. The things they did are so amazing. None of us in our lifetime may even see these things, let alone perform them. But God writes them one by one in the chapter, puts them up, and we call it the Hall of Fame, and we call them the heroes of faith. And God puts them one after the other. Great, as if God is done, He tells you about one who's gone through bad, terrible times. The next individual comes in scarier than the previous one, more awesome, more great. All of them did great, mighty, amazing things. And just when the chapter is about to close and you think you'll hear God saying all of them were given this great reward because God was so pleased with them, all of them, we are then reminded, are resting somewhere in the grave, somewhere asleep, waiting for us to be part of the Hall of Fame. So God says, God would not allow them without us should receive a reward. So God, in His vision, looks at these great men, puts them up in an entire Hall of Fame. But when He is about to close it, He says, someone is missing. And for me, in the Hall of Fame, I can tell you, my two Masterguide mentors are missing, because they should go in somewhere. They helped me attain my Masterguide. They put in everything they had. You should have seen the intensity of the cause on my side with them. They put in everything to ensure that I get this Masterguide. But they don't receive the promise. Now they wait somewhere in the grave, sleeping, because God says, nope. Just the same way that I allowed them to attain this Masterguide, I would not allow them to see heaven without you. Just the same way that I have put up these heroes of faith in this Hall of Fame, I cannot close it up without having mentioned you. So God in heaven, God in divine inspiration, through divine inspiration, looks down on us and puts it to us that He sees greatness in us. He sees people deserving to be put up in the line-up of great people. And He says, heaven would not be nice without you being a part of it. And everybody equally deserves to enter that great place. You and the heroes of faith must attain it at the same time, this reward of great people. So many a times we've doubted ourselves, thinking we can't. But God holds up the fates of great men just so you can receive this reward. So